Gamers, it's time. The balanced data slate has been out all of like, what, 5 days? 5 days? And some madman has taken Death Guard to the win. He's a champion. He decided to take Death Guard 5 rounds undefeated. Undefeated champion of the Gravel Pit GT, a UK-based tournament at Element Games, I believe it was. This tournament, I believe it was around 30 players. It was 5 rounds, and they were using the balanced data slate, using the new balanced data slate, which means for this person in particular, objective secured Death Shroud, objective secured Blight Lords. What else does it mean? It means Armor of Contempt. You've got Death Shrouds. You've got one of the toughest infantry units in the game, 2 up armor save, T5, 4 plus invuln, 3 wounds. Then you slap on Armor of Contempt, put those bad boys in cover. You're only really getting affected by AP when it's AP like, what, 4? 5 maybe? 2 up save. Reduce AP by 1, so you got a 1 up save. In cover, so you got a 0 up save. -3. It's just like, it's only just touching you. It's only just touching you. Just 2 up saves everywhere. And then you reduce damage by 1. It's insane. So we're going to be looking at the list that won. We're going to look at some of the matchups that won as well. It's interesting. So they also were using the balanced data slate, but they weren't using new Tyranids. So let's have a look at this Death Guard list. This is played by Aiden. So this is the list. We tried to visualize it for you. So Aiden was running a single battalion. He had a Mortarian's Anvil. He bought a bunch of relics. He had a Biologus Putrefier with Arch Contaminator as the Warlord. So obviously getting reroll wounds in combat, getting reroll wounds at range 12 for plague weapons, but there's pretty much only spitters, pretty much. He had a Death Guard Demon Prince on foot with Gift of Plagues, Gloaming Blow, a Hellforged Sword, and Warp Insect Hive. He had a Malignant Plaguecaster with Miasma of Pestilence, Curse of the Leper, and then Plague Skull of Glothia. So just a bunch of more wound output from the Malignant Plaguecaster there. A bunch of Plague Marines. So he had 3 units all identical. Unit of 5. Great Plague Cleaver. Very cool weapon. Very cool weapon. D6 damage. And a Great Flail of Corruption. A Great Flail of Corruption. The Flail of Corruption, damage 2, bunch, like 6 attacks with it, strength 6 minus 2 damage, really good at killing opposing marines, really good at killing most things, to be honest, especially with making the toughness -1 within a certain range when you're in combat, especially. Getting that minus toughness, being strength 6 is a good number to be at. We're doing most stuff on 4s, rerolling 1s, or rerolling everything if you need the Putrefier as well. So yeah, 3 units of those, and a unit of just 5 with bolters. He had a whole brick of Blight Lord Terminators. Here we go. Objective secured. These are just like really, really good now. Again, reducing AP by 1. Obsec. It's just where they need to be. It's just where this is the buff that Death Guard needed. So he had 7 with the Bubotic Axes. So I'm surprised at Axes because they're like higher strength but less AP. Maybe, I don't know if that's like a meta choice or the models they have, but the Bale Sword gives you AP3. In a meta of Marines, AP3 is pretty decent. But then he had the Champion with the Bale Sword, and they had 2 Bale Swords and 2 Reaper Autocannons. So a little bit of fire there. A little bit of fire. Chaos Contemptor Dreadnought, Twin Volkite, and the Missile Launcher, like a staple in most Marine lists. A unit of Death Shroud Terminators. And we had the Reaper of Glorious Entropy, so an upgraded Man Reaper on there. And then another 2. And then a normal unit of 3. No upgrade on this one. A Tallyman with Toll Keeper, so that's going to be great for the Volkite. Just rate of shots, getting extra shots, etc. A Chaos Spawn. Little action monkey. Look at him. Look at him. This is an action monkey. Look at him. He's a little... Look at his cute little face. He's cute. And then 2 Chaos Rhinos to transport all those Plague Marines. A very fluffy, very nice list. It's not like a spammy list. It's quite well-rounded, in my opinion. Suicidal turn 1 Stranglehold Spawn, or I'm going to sit behind this corner L and block out RND Spawn. Excellent, excellent. So yeah, the Spawn is really good for Stranglehold because it's 23 points. 23 points. It's quite fast. It's infantry, so it can jump through walls. It can do actions if you need it to, such as like data intercepts and stuff like that. Like mission actions, which are like quite important these days. As we spoke about in the Tyranny combo video, we spoke about like having a 1 model that can go and do actions is really handy because it's cheap. It's cheap. But also being able to throw it out and do Stranglehold for 23 points, you're not going to miss it if it dies turn 1. It's also fire that people have to deal with. They have to send it in. I think it's really exciting because like I think everyone's just got a bit of a bug again. Got like the bug of being like, ooh, I could run what? I could run what now? I can take Death Guard to a GT and win? I can take Death Guard to a GT and win? What the This hasn't been like this for like 12 months. Now, -1 AP, you know, obsec on all your expensive units that don't die. Now we're talking. It'd be interesting to know how much they went for psychic secondaries with the Plaguecaster, because the Plaguecaster used to be really good for doing, on like 5 objective missions where there's one in the center, really good for doing psychic ritual. They're like really, really good for it. But now with the changes to Bodyguard, that's going to be completely nerfed, because normally what you do is you'd have Plaguecaster sat on an objective and then 3 Death Shrouds sat behind a wall protecting it, but you just can't do that anymore, which is obviously a shame. They played against World Eaters twice, which on first thought you're like, oh well, they just had a fucking easy run then, didn't they? They just had an easy run. But they played World Eaters twice, but then it was all out cheese after that. In round 3, they played against Tau with Battlesuit Spam. There we go. Round 4 played against Custodes, and then smashed Eldar in the final round. Again, taking all the toys. So a lot of these lists are kind of kitted out to kill light infantry and heavy tanks. But Death Guard sit right in that weird middle ground where they're not heavy infantry as such. They are infantry, but they're not like their profile with the -1 damage, the -1 AP. They're small tanks, you know, but then you need the rate of fire, but the damage output as well, which not a lot of armies have, and a lot of the meta hasn't adjusted for that, because we've been playing Custodes bikes, we've been playing Harlequins, you know, all like light vehicles or like really like juicy infantry. So like not a massive rate of fire to take out a couple of dudes, but this is just, it's a bit of a mid-level, not quite a horde. It's not really a horde, but it's just very durable. And the Death Guard have always been durable, but they've never been able to hold objectives, because you have like 3 Death Shroud, or you have a brick of 10 Blightlords sat on an objective, and then 1 guardsman, not guardsman, there's no guardsman in the meta, 1 Trajan Valoris jumps on the objective, you know, 1 troop from Harlequins jumps on the objective, and then you've lost it and you lose the game. But now, having that brick and being like, this is my objective, come get it. And if you want to get it, you're going to have to kill me. It becomes really interesting. That the OBSEC on the Terminators is huge. It was really weird that Thousand Suns got it on their Scarab Occult Terminators and Death Guard didn't. But now you're such expensive units that just don't die are OBSEC. It's going to change the way this army plays. Again, on paper, it looks like it's just a Death Guard list, you know? It's got some Marines, it's got some Terminators. Got a spawn chilling. The fanciest thing in this list is the Volkai, but everyone's got those, you know. That's the weird thing about this list, really. That's the weirdest thing in it. But here we are, 10 Blightlords, 13 units of 3 Death Shroud, just being absolute chads. You know, not only are they OBSEC, which makes the units way more interesting, and actually be able to play the mission properly, rather than just getting tagged on by someone, like one single model getting tagged on just to stop them scoring it. The AP reduction, and we're going to be Armor of Contempt, is a game changer. You can't stress it enough. It's a game changer. You know, put these guys in cover. They're ignoring most AP. AP3, AP4. That's the only change. That's the only time they're taking a save. Let us worsen 2 up. There isn't that much that can kill infantry consistently that is AP3 or AP4. And that's why this list is good.